Why, hello there, everyone. Greetings, it's GleeCon, and I'm here again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thanks for tuning in. On the last episode, well, actually last time we kicked off with a little, kind of tidbitty little episode, where I started a mini-series that I'm going to do from time to time of in-game lore, beginning with the mythology of the Titans. Typically, I will try to seek these lore books out in-game, but that one is particularly difficult to find, so you can check back on an earlier video for how to get in-game, and actually we will do it on a future episode, not too far in the future, within the next couple months with Glee Contessa here. But from the classic walkthrough, we wrapped up all of Hillsbrad Foothills and really started doing some of the Alterac Mountains quests on our Horde character. A little bit of a toughie with some of those quests, but we got it all done. And now we're going to start the Hillsbrad experience as an alliance, so stay quiet and dish out. I'm going to jump right over to the spreadsheet while we load there. So if you look at what a Hillsbrad experience is for alliance, it starts with these. There's really not a lot. Now we do have some King's Tribute to do in Ironforge, so there's something to look at there. I'm sitting here with just rando stuff, so if you go back to, obviously I always like to check the capitals, not obviously, but I do like to do that. Nothing in Dornassus, that's Nomergon. So then I like to pop back over and we can check out Stormwind. Now Malin's Request, that's Arathi Highlands. Those are higher level, that's not it, that's... those are still not... No, that's Deathless. Nomergon. Now this is South Shore, but it's South Shore for... I don't even remember what it's for. It's not for a Hillsbrad questline. And Parental Tiara is Alterac. So we're good. We just have to go... Nothing here. There is a no-gain that's also Nomergon. So really we probably need to go to... That's all. Nomergon, Deathless. That's Badlands. Okay. So we actually don't have anything. Minus, we do have this one quest, the King's Tribute. So that's Alterac Granite, but that is a quest from... that is a quest that is got from, it happens within Hillsbrad Foothills, even though it's Alterac Granite. It's actually inside that little Yeti cave. So I'm going to hearth back here, and then we'll take the take the old journey over. Now, we're level 35. I don't remember. I think... Is our other character? Is Glee Console level 35 too? If so, that means we have, coming up in the books here, the need to do the 35 class quests, although I'm probably not going to do that today. Well, maybe we'll look into that tomorrow or the next day. We will do it soon. I just want to confirm that we're level 35 on the other account, but I think we... it's pretty close. Yeah, I wish I could see the level of my other characters when I hover over this. I can only see how much gold they have. Not as useful. I guess it's useful for... depending on what you're doing, but it's not as useful for my particular questions right now. What's in the bag? Yeah, we have got a couple things we can sell. This head basher. I have not even really a lot of ore, so nothing to really work with there. Yeah. I'll keep that. I don't even need that really. So all of these things, I must have got a new ring on the last episode. Yep, sure did. We got the Seal of Rin, so that kicked out the Deep Fathom ring. Alright, so why did I do this? Again, we're going to go pick up a quest that we actually already got last time. I should have just kept it in our quest log. The King's Tribute. So this is the Sully Blue quest line that you get at the end of Wetlands if you jump in the water and find that dead body. You read a pretty touching, interesting Civil War kind of heavily inspired by, if not outright ripped from letters from the front a series of war letters or historical letters found or recovered from the American Civil War. One of the more famous ones, you could probably check it out in like a Ken Burns documentary style of thing. Shows the letter of one man as he is marching off to death, and I believe, I don't know, one would assume he does die because his letter is not. I don't know how it goes, and I don't know if her response to the king is again another in a correspondence, but worth looking into. If you look at so let's see, if we look at where we're at here, which is a king's tribute. So let's take a peek at. Now I hate this. Wowhead has been particularly crashing for me lately. You open up this and you get Sully Ballew's plea, followed by Sully Ballew's letter. Yeah, so that doesn't say anything, but if you look at Sully Ballew's letter here, it says that because it was a real letter, and Sullivan Ballew was a real person. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it says this site can't be reached. It's dead. And look, now my whole website is crashed because of freaking Wowhead. Ugh. Come on, Wowhead. That's what we just finished. These guys right here. Maybe on our flight over, we'll be able to check it out. It's for its historical. For our historical curiosity. So sometimes it is the case that I'm doing a hot record, and I had drained my AC the other day, and it's been working good, but it started raining heavily again lately. That drainage pipes are fully backed up and kicking off, and it is super hot in my house, making for a super hot afternoon record here. Woe is me. Woe is me. Let's go get the King's Tribute. Is it back off here? Okay, it is. So it says you can also find it here. Another link. Okay, so if you look, oh my gosh, there we go. It says, see, it says the letter itself, letter to his wife, 1861, from Sullivan Ballew. So that's an interesting, if you want to go to Wowhead. I'm not going to read the letter here, but Brown University Quarterly has an excerpt from it. I don't know if the woman's response is part of that. It doesn't appear to be on that particular page, but if we did some digger deeping and some deeper digging, and I kind of want to.
What can I? You look the type to be a leader. Here to organize a guild to fight for the Alliance?
I went to the wrong building. We're going next door. We should have just kept this quest in our quest log. I just didn't realize how quickly we were coming back to do it. But this guy.
So our good king would like a memorial built in honor of a soldier named Sully Ballew? And you say the poor chap died during the Thandal Span tragedy? Bah! Will there ever be peace on Azeroth? Nonetheless, any commission from the king is of utmost importance. To build a truly epic and lasting peace, I want to work with one of the finest stones available. Travel to Darrow Hill in Hillsbrad and gather for me some Alterac granite.
Yeah, so he says it's in Hillsbrad. Alright, so I'm going to go back to Wowhead. Sully Ballew's letter. Because I want to see what people say about the wife's. Yeah, see, you can also find it here. Oh, this person just went right ahead and clipped it. He was killed a week later at the first Battle of Bull Run. But if you... So people talk a lot about this letter. I guess it's a real thing. But I don't see the plea. So if you look at her plea... I would imagine that because in real life she doesn't ever get the letter, her plea is probably fiction.
But can those airy pink griffins stand the heat?
That would be my guess. And again, we're frozen because Wowhead is just a nightmare lately for me. I don't know why, but it is not my friend. Okay. So we picked up a King's Tribute, and then the second half of that, I believe you actually build a tribute, but that's going to be our start of Hillsbrad for the Alliance. So we're going to go ahead and pick this up. Actually, let's go ahead and insert 3 columns, and we will go ahead and bring this over here. But this is going to be Hillsbrad Foothills for the Alliance. And our first quest was, in fact, Sully Blue's thingy-majigger. King's Tribute. Dagnabbit. You so-and-so. Okay. And we'll go ahead and stretch out. Probably not. We might not even need that many for the Alliance. I originally said that I could do this in one episode. Maybe we could. I really pressed myself, but it's just hard. It's hard to crank out these 2-hour episodes. It's hard from a logistical standpoint. It's hard from an energy standpoint. That's why the last episode I made was just such a shorty, because there just wasn't enough time in the day. Today I was at the computer all day, so I got very little movement in my body, so I need to do that, and like to do an hour or so of scooting around to get my blood pumping and my heart pounding. Maybe not pounding, but at least beating, and keep it that way. Also, after the dinner I talked a little bit on the mini episode yesterday. I made this pie last night, a dinner pie, savory pie. It was called I don't even know what you would call it, like an artichoke pie with an almond crumble. Oh my goodness, this pie took so long, and I thought the way it looked that it looked like a stuffing, but really not. So I had to first make the crust, and I made it a little bit quick. I added a pinch too much, probably 1 tablespoon too much water. So the top of the crust is a little bit glutinous and hard, which I had shook that. The past like 3 crusts I made were good, but this one did not pan out. I also normally let them sit overnight. That doesn't help with the gluten part. But this time I only let it set for an hour. I actually liked it better because it was easier for me to roll out. Then, that's the cave that you come down to go talk to those guys, the pirates. So, then I made a red wine reduction. This is something that was drizzled over the top of the pie. It took probably an hour and a half to make this reduction. And it does add a nice little flavor profile to the end if that little red wine kind of kick to it. Not kick really, but that's poured over the top. There is a crumble that is a big top of the pie. The crumbles were really good. It's like a typical crumble. You take flour and butter and a little bit of salt and mix it in. And this one also has almonds crunched up and some Parmesan cheese, and it's really pretty good. Some herbs, thyme, sage. And then within is a bechamel, which is mostly just like almost boiling milk with, in my case, caramelized onions and artichoke hearts, and just a pinch of nutmeg. Interesting little thingy poo. And anyway, tastes quite nice, but I don't think I would ever make it again because it took just this one pie. It took like 4 hours at least to cook. All right, so we are now in South Shore officially for the first time. We haven't been there before. Not really with these characters. So we're going to explore and pick up our quests. So there is a horse breeder. So this is a place you could get horsies from if you get the money and the level and all that stuff. And there's a dude right here with a
Ain't
quest.
nothing that irks me more than losing these here beautiful horses. And believe me, we've lost quite a few between them pesky undead creeps, the dang syndicate gang, and all the other good-for-nothing scoundrels poking about these parts. But I swear on my old granddaddy's grave, there ain't no bigger menace to our horses here than them mountain lions up in Alterac, always coming down from the hills and making my life difficult. You fancy yourself a hero? Go and do something about it then.
All right, so part one, or one thing that we have to do is go and kill the mountain lions. That sound you can now hear in the background is the sound of probably my wife draining that AC again with the shop vac. It is annoying. AH. Here is the one place you can repair this Robert Abisher in this area. He is the one place you can repair. So keep that in mind. Here is another dude, Lore Master Dibs. He actually gives you some quests later. Here's Nander
The finest goods.
and his apprentice Honeywell. I guess I don't know what the apprentice does. They look like alchemy related things. We're not ever going to deal with them. Here's another side house. Here is Bartolo Ginsetti.
I, the great Bartolo, shall make for you the world-famous, alliance-renowned Yeti fur cloak. Travel the planet and find yourself a better cloak, I dare you. Oh, wait, what is that, little person? Bartolo, there is no finer cloak. Yes, yes, that I have heard before. Bartolo requires a bolt of wool, a hillman's cloak made by a skilled leather worker, fine thread, and Yeti fur, of course. Bring to me these items, and you shall be a happy customer.
Actually, that cloak is a little bit better than our cloak. I will wear it, Bartolo. So Bartolo's Yeti fur cloak, we're going to pick that one up. That one's okay, except that we have to go buy the stupid cloak from the auction house since we're not leather workers. Or tailors or whatever.
How are you?
Trade goods, always check out these guys in case we can find... That's leather working. That's enchantment. That is cooking that we already know. Cooking, so nothing good from Misha.
Safe travels.
Misha. I like Misha. And here is Sarah Raycroft with some ammo if you want to buy that. Later. And then there's the bed where Misha and Sarah tell each other stories and have night. All right, when we do get here for Alterac 2, this is going to be the scene of the crime. This is going to be where we do... I'm claiming it. I have solved the mystery, and we're going to reproduce it on this channel, and I'm going to be famous forever. Braunt Cold Cleave the Butcher, who just sells meat. I guess if you have a pet, I guess that's why we need butchers. Okay. This is another dude, Marshall Redpath.
Crush Ridge Ogres have dug
Ooh, now that might be not for us. Yeah, that's going to be actually one that is tagged as Alterac Mountains. Unlike the Horde, the Alliance quests are actually tagged for Alterac if they're considered Alterac. I don't know why they couldn't do that for the Horde. They hate the Horde. Here's Kendrick Zandon. And here's another guy, a South Shore guard. He's cool. And then within you have Magistrate Henry Maleb, who gives a quest called Syndicate Assassins that is actually part of the line of Alterac, so we'll be ignoring this part of the village. Pay it no mind. Hints of a New Plague is one that we will pick up.
Hail and well met, adventurer. I lead a group of adventurers investigating odd happenings in this area. My cousin in Hillsbrad recently put down his dog Stanley because the animal mystically grew to an immense size and savagely attacked anyone who came near him. I believe the undead are involved, and we're looking for signs to prove as much. Two of my companions, Quay and Kinnelori, headed to the Goshek farm in the Arathi Highlands and haven't checked in for days. Find them for me? I grow concerned.
It was actually this Tauren named Gleekin Soul. We did that. We did it. So the rest, as you can see, the rest of the quest chain actually happens in Arathi, and it is actually kind of tough. We're going to save it for last. That way we can at least be one more level. Let's go into the inn and see what we can do. Here is Wesley, the stable master. Hi, Wesley. Alright, there's a dude staying on a table. His name is Barf. Okay, there's cooking if you need to. And here is the innkeeper, Anderson.
Welcome to my inn.
Hi, Anderson.
What can I do for you?
Just looking at your goods. And his waitress, Nima.
Safe travels.
Okay, within here, there's bartender Kelly. A guy named Kelly.
See you later. Transferred from the Stormwind City Guard to South Shore, a town that should be abandoned by the looks of it. Smell of the harbor day and night. Not to mention old Redpath wants me to take care of they Murlocs. Ha! I can barely rouse myself to go out to some of the pockets of the overgrown fish down the western strand. If you would go in my place and take care of them, I'd appreciate it.
So this is actually the main chain down the coast. This is the main chain of the region if you are Alliance. This is where we are going to spend 75% of our time while we're here, is completing this chain. It's like a 6-step chain. And here we go.
If there's one thing you'll learn about South Shore, it's that we have some of the best cuisine north of Stormwind. Take my secret recipe for turtle bisque, for example. I've known folks to travel from as far as Darkshire just to enjoy a bowl. Speaking of which, I haven't been able to make any lately. I used to head up past Dalaran to Lake Lordamere myself to hunt snapjaws, but it's just too dangerous now. If you bring me some turtle meat from the snapjaws up north and soothing spices, I'll whip some up. Have a good one.
Alright, this is why we didn't check this one off, because there's 2 of them. Because, I mean, both factions have a quest with the exact same name. We know exactly what goes into that, too. There's nothing different. Down here in the basement is the guy that we turned in the brew quest to last time we played with old Glee Contessa. Let's see what's upstairs in the inn. Let's explore that. Okay, bedroom. Somebody's... Bilbo Baggins hiding in the bed. You can see him. He's hiding under the pillow.
Hello.
Okay, and he sells us some stuff, some arcane stuff, like if you're a mage, but also if we needed more symbols of divinity or anything. Here's Hemet, different Hemet, Tamara. They're the Armstrongs. They're married, or brothers or sisters. Either way, they sleep together in the same bed. Rally the Devout. Feel like there's a story behind him somewhere. He's probably tied into something. He's devout, so he just kind of listens as the brother-sister/husband-wife team next door tells good night stories. Now, we could go down to the docks, which is actually where I kind of want to start. It's kind of where I want to start, guys. You can go to the Tackle and Bait shop also.
Good day to you.
Buy yourself a... Ooh, Gristle Whisker Catfish? I can't believe we didn't have that recipe.
Have a good one.
Why, yes, I will. Also, we should be at 165 on our fishing, are we? 175, that's what I meant to say. And we are. Okay, good. This guy can teach you fishing if you want. And look, there's oily blackmouths and firefin, all that stuff. And another fish merchant. If you want to buy fish,
Well met.
come on down to the fish. I guess you could just buy a bunch of... No, they don't say raw, so they're cooked. Alright, here we go. We are going to start killing now. These Murlocs, these are actually the tougher ones on this side. We're going to go... I don't even care. I'm killing 2 for 1. Well, we also have our rallying cry. What we need are 10 oracles and 10 tide hunters. And we need our clambot. Freaking clambot. Where are you? Why? Clambot. A second. Tide hunter. These guys are 2 for 1. I'll let them go after them. I'm not even bad. There's a floating wreckage. So we also need the oracles. I did not hit him with my first thing. Dang it. Oh, man. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Okay, I could try... I think we need to thin the herd out first. I think we could probably take this camp unlike when many people start this zone, like when we were a hunter, this was a whole different story for us because we were much much lower on level, but I think we can kind of clear out. Look, they are going for it. Fine. It's fine, just fine. But we are going to wreck shop. Lambot! Okay, I'm just going to pay attention to my mana here. How's our drinking of juices going? I mean, we got a couple melon waters. Had to stun him. He was about to do it. About to heal himself. Lambot, I need you. Alright, here we're going to go 2 for 1 on this deal here. Or they're going to go for him. I don't know. I don't really care. Okay. Lambot. Alright, so we have a few. You Clambot. I'm trying to scope out what we have. Alright, so... He's going after that guy. Now, it's actually kind of counterintuitive. The further you get away from the city, the easier the Murlocs get. So, they're a little bit too hard for you. Move yourself down to the end of the beach. And... Dang it. Well, good. He hit me. I'm trying to ascertain what we should use for... healing and whatnot. Well, I have the doubled clams. Oh, I have a double stack of those. Oh, then I definitely need to be eating them. Oh, and I have a double stack of the juice. Okay, well then we can drink that too. I didn't realize I had over 20 of each. Let's clear out those bad boys. Now, once we get to 36 and we have to go back to... I'll wait until like the end of the episode and then we'll hearth and we'll do this same training one at the start of the next one. No, see, these are as hard as the last one. I kind of want to draw some, just not the whole pack. Okay, I only drew 2. That's cool. That's easy. Come on. I am about 30 seconds out from needing... Oh, you jerk. Going for this guy. I'm going for it. Alright, we've already got... Clambot! Where are you? I paid good money for you, Clambot. But no. No, you dumb... Why is he gray? That's annoying. Like, I don't understand why that guy was gray. There's nobody around here. It's like he got tagged and then never... It never, like, recounted him as being untagged or something. I don't know. Which is annoying, but... Yeah, I feel like I'm getting hit by a lot of stuff like that. Okay. That's it, Clambot. I'm tired of your games. I would be... I think it might be in my top 5 moments of the year. If I got hit with a solid Clambot app. If somebody came into my life, just a real good Clambot action, they invented it. They not invented it. I freaking invented it. They developed it, wrote the code. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Well, see, these guys are weak. These coast runners, they're the weak ones. I would say, you know, if anyone develops a Clambot mod, I should get proprietary rights since I invented it. But I would actually be so overjoyed the fact that Clambot existed that I would be willing to give up my rights. You have it here. I'm entering into a verbal binding contract with the person that eventually invents Clambot. But you have to call it Clambot first of all. If you do not call it Clambot and you waste that opportunity, then this agreement is null and void. It's no longer binding. I need a mod called Clambot that opens my clams. Okay, so what would it require? Let's go deep dive into the Clambot mod. Well, it would need to... I guess I would have to experiment. When you loot, if you don't auto-loot, let's just say you loot, and it appears, you see what's available. I do not believe... I need to go out here into the water. I do not believe that you can, now I don't want an oracle, I want that last kind. Yeah, there's one over there. In the deep. I don't believe you can open clams from within the loot screen. Which means you would need something to open your bag. So this is part of... Now, that's fine. You would need something that would basically say, like, if it is... You could pull the entire pool of clams. Like, all of the different possible clams in the game. And then if it was like equals true when you looted, then it would automatically open your bag, open the clam. Okay, opening the bag would be easy. Like if blank is true, open your bag. Got it.
I hope this will be enough to convince Redpath that I've
then it would have to be
carrying out his orders and ridding South Shore of the terrible and horrible menace of the dreaded Murlocs. For there could be no greater evil than the ravages of overgrown fish. Would you believe it, adventurer? Redpath wasn't satisfied with all the Murlocs we killed. Oh, now don't be modest. You had some hand in it. Now he wants me to bring proof of the dead, hacking off cold, slimy Murloc heads to submit for his approval.
Alright, so now this is what's weird about this questline. You're doing this twice, and then you do the same thing again with the Naga. Alright, so we need down the coast done, and then we are going to... that one's done. And then we need Farren's Proof Part 1, which is actually killing more of the Murlocs. But if you look at what's easiest, actually, let's look at our thing here. Soothing Bisque is, and the King's Tribute, those are actually lower level, easier things. And while we're in here, we can get the Yeti first. So we're going to do that, just so that we're not just back-to-back killing Murlocs. Let's go ahead and do this. First, let's go to our one vendor. Wait, can I cook those? I can. Let's cook our clams since we have so many, and yeah, we do have so many. I think that dude's upstairs, right? Or was Was I right about that? No, you sell poisons like a non-creepy person upstairs of a hotel. I mean, that would be cool, right? You go into a hotel and you're like, some dude's just hanging out by himself upstairs selling poison. Totally fine. I can feel my AC off. Ah. Here is the guy. And he has a fire in his house. Okay, so I need 11 hot spices. What else? We're gonna create all of those. No. We did get into cooking. I like that. Once we get to 225, we're gonna have to undertake a journey there too. I think you have to be level 35 and 225 on cooking. Ideally for us, we'll at least get the 1,000 needles first, because it's in Tanaris. But you need to buy Ultrax Swiss. Look at all the... I don't think I need thick Murloc scale. Let's double check that. I think there is some kind of like Murloc armor you can have, but... Oh well, I'm selling it. Bam. I'm going to sell all this. Don't need that. The core stone we actually do need.
Safe travels.
What? I didn't repair? Come on, bro. A very simple series of jobs. Now we have 38 goblin deviled clams.
I supply only the finest goods. Be careful.
That is a lot of just straight up clam action. Alright, so we're going into the cave. We're gonna get the granite and all of our Yeti fur right now. Both of which we're not even gonna turn in. Because the granite we have to go back to Ironforge for. And the Yeti fur we need to... Actually, we could. We could go to Ironforge. We could. But actually, we're going to do at least the turtle meat. We're going to do that, too. I'm tempted... now I kind of wish that we would have did the turtle meat first, and then on the way back, we're going to hit that. Because now it's going to mean we have a weird killing cycle. And what's our time on our record here? We're at 37, so 20 hours, so 8. Yeah. Alright, so we need to kill any of these guys in order to get their fur. Now in the last episode when we killed them on the Horde, or whatever, a couple episodes ago, we were able to find all of these found Yetis and skin them. Now we're paying it forward. We're going to be leaving all of these Yetis behind. I'm going to just go ahead and make my way right into the cave. Because we need to find the granite. We need 5 granite. Oh my goodness. My goodness, my. There's our first Yeti fur of 10. I don't think the drop rate's too bad. I don't remember this quest being hyper obnoxious or anything. So what we need to do is look around for the little granite patches. They're kind of like slivers. I pointed one out last time. Oh, that's mithril, which we don't have enough for yet. I don't see any others up here. Kind of scanning. These Yetis are pretty straightforward, especially if you're a heavier armor wearer. Don't worry. Don't see any, so none worries there. And I don't see any on the way down. Let's just plop down. Dookie style. Yes, I did say plop down Dookie style. There's one over there. We only need 5. There's another one of those things. Razors that you need. Look at this ferocious Yeti. I'm gonna kill that dude. He's coming. He's coming right for me. Alright. Got a third fur. So my plan after this is to go put some preseason football on, last week of preseason. And do my equivalent. It's sort of like a, almost like a treadmill if I was walking. And I put these games on or whatever. I need to do my Duolingo also. I need to get my my language practice in for the day. I have a 500 or 600 day streak going. Can't break that. Today, I was at a training all day, 8-hour training. That's fun. Basically, there is new software that is supposed to be doing my job for me. A big function of my job. It's supposed to make it a lot easier. The jury's still out on it. It has there's some potential things I like, but there are other things I don't. Namely, I do not like the way that it generates its reports, because it has some functionality that it's missing some functionality of things. Basically, before now, everything I wanted to do, I kind of had to homebrew myself. And I've been doing it for years, so that's fine. I have a system, I have all my little homebrews, but this new program will supposedly talk to various systems and automate some of the data pulling that I have to do. And could hypothetically save me hours, save me days of work. So I'm not going to say no to that, but when you're learning a new system, it's going to be slower. So it's currently, yeah, we got to level up, level 36. So now we're ready to go back to Ironforge whenever we want. We got our next Vengeance, 6% damage now when we get that little glistening sound. Look, we got a piece of granite right there too. So this is a cool twofer though. I am not going back there yet, because remember what I said, I want to kind of end the episode on that. So I want to have this granite done, and I kind of want to get this Bisque done too, and then sure, we can go back and turn all that in one. Anyway, jury's out. Spent half the day learning how to use it, then half the day they give you like free time to work on it. And, you know, there's just little intricacies and nuances, and everybody's unique and has their own thing. I don't know why I'm coming up here, other than the fact that I do need to kill some more. And I kind of wanted to see, was there any more granite, but I don't see any. So I guess we could just bounce out of this little area. Oh, I should probably eat another one of those if I need to at any point. Yeah. I should probably get another well-fed buff going. These guys are a little slower kill than the Murloc, though, so I have more time to rejuvenate my mana in between kills. There's another piece of granite. So you just have to kind of look at the walls. They're obviously, they'll bring up the wheel for clickability. That's part of it. And they have this different, like, jagged, whatever effect. I've never, like, mined for granite in my real life, so I can't speak to how accurate or inaccurate this whole process is. We have the third path that we can look down. No, we don't. I lied. Yeah, I'll go back and look in here again. I would imagine they kind of just randomly spawn. I mean, we have to still kill more Yetis anyway, so maybe we'll get lucky and we'll catch both on the way out, and that way it'll be convenient for us. But we're going to use this granite to make a tribute. The old Sully Blue. There we go, got our 7th Yeti fur. There's the granite, I can see it. So now it's just a matter of killing Yetis. We can kill them outside, we can kill them inside, we can stand on our head. But if you look at this Glee Contessa here, she's 36, so I feel a lot better about her prospects of getting to 39. Although, because, I mean, maybe not.
It's too far away.
I mean, we still have a lot to do in this zone, so we can get pretty close to 38. I mean, 37, just while we're here. So there's that, but there aren't a lot of quests. They're all pretty grindy, though. And then, while grinding in the Shimmering Flats, we could probably get to 38, and then I'm like I said, I did hit 39, and I was able to solo that whole chain. So we'll see. Alright, now I am going to eat one of these clams since we have 38 of them. Get the well-fed buff going back up. Part of our awesomeness is the fact that we are on the rallying cry of the Dragon Slayer right now. This guy's ridiculous. I knew. What can't Gua do? Alright, Gua. You are... What can't he do? Spell Whisper. Says he is summoning. He just does the summons for the raids a lot, and he streams it. Whisper me for a free Stormwind Fountaintop summon. Gua. I do think it's funny that people kind of get going on it, which is pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's basically he's made himself like a little celebrity within the game. All right, so we just need one more Yeti fur, and then we're done with this. And we're out of here. I'm gonna go outside to get like a what do you call that when you like live through somebody else? I'm having a hard time. You know what? I should probably add that in there. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that word when you... Not cathartic. Dang. There we go, we have all that. Vicarious. There we go. I'm gonna go outside to vicariously live through my character here, since I feel like she is out in a mountainous, temperate region in the rain. It is probably nice and cool and chilly, whereas I am in the butthole of the south, just hot as heck at all times, and now my AC is not on and nobody in my family is going in. I can hear him. Finally. Whew. Because what will happen right now is the drain pipe will back up. There's an automatic floater kind of sensor, and the second that the water pushes that up, it cuts the thing. It cuts the circuit or whatever, so that it doesn't keep running indefinitely, and the drainage doesn't back up into the AC itself, or back up into your vents, or back up into the pipes, and basically it would have to back up somewhere. The water would have to go somewhere, and it's condensing and collecting, and most of the time it condenses and collects and drains. But when it gets really, really rainy, that drainage pipe, which is long, it's the length of my entire house, it will fill up. And, you know, it's off the ground, it's turned in such a way, but you can't completely, like, turn it too protective, or it can't drain. So it's very difficult to... I don't know. Then what happens, though, is basically when it gets like this, every 5 minutes, it backs up. Every 5 minutes. The only way to solve it is so you can use a shop vac to drain it on the inside, but you're really just getting already the end of the problem. and you can't get enough suction because you're fighting with gravity to pull it up to the house. We did this quest already, guys, on our horde. You know what we're about to do. We're about to kill a bunch of turtles, so that's kind of what I want to do here, is just ideally get our 10 pieces of turtle meat. And then without even turning it in, I think we'll just hearth to, there we got one. We'll just hearth our way back to Stormwind, and depending on how fast we get this turtle meat will depend on what we do. Do we get our level up? Probably. I would imagine so. There we go. We got our second turtle meat. They can also drop 2 packs. So what I need to do is, I need to go out to the back of my house with the shop vac, and then you can drain, and you can't get all of it because it's you would need. We're getting more clambot needs. You would probably need special equipment or like an industrial shop vac to get it all. But I can usually get like 2 tanks full, like a solid 4 gallons worth of water out of it when it rains like this. And then it will usually take like a day or 2 where it's still backing up within the house. But then kind of settles down a little bit. I wish I had like X-ray vision, where I could see exactly like how much water was in it, where was it at, you know. Double meat, that was a good one. Oh no, dang it. Oh gosh, I reversed. So these guys are a little bit tough. When we were fighting this with our resto, it was a little bit tougher. They're a little tougher to kill. Lamba! We need to fish too. You know what? While we're here, we probably should fish in this river. Sorry, guys. It's gonna happen. We're going fishing. I gotta check too on our thingy, so that will be something we do on this episode also. We'll get our fishing done. I gotta check and see. Ah! So I'm in my wife in my fantasy league. Week 1. This guy, Ben, shout out Ben, I'm sure you'll never watch the show because you don't play World of Warcraft, but shout out to my homie Ben out there. He has won our league before, but he does not, I know for a fact he doesn't do a ton of research into our preseason betting, because he will submit his entire slate of preseason picks all in one go. He'll just email them to me. And sometimes I know it just takes him a few minutes. So he's just going off of his gut. Well, last week his gut got him a 14 out of 16. Not last week, the week before. 14 out of 16 correct picks. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever hit that. Now, I do a little something different where I research my brains out. I usually read a minimum of 3 articles. I try to stay away from fan... There you go, we're at 5. I try to stay away from articles written by, like, the teams themselves or fan sites of the teams. So, like, let's say I'm watching a Chiefs game, or I'm trying to pick a Chiefs game. I don't like to go to a Chiefs site, and I take some things into consideration. One, I like to take into consideration Vegas' spread. Because Vegas is usually it's responding to a couple things. The opening line will be responding to inside information to a certain extent. So, for instance, let's say somebody's recently got injured, an important player on the offense. Well, Vegas will take that into consideration, and the odds will go down for that particular team. They'll get more points. I'm sure you guys know this. I mean, anybody that participates in this, I'm just glee-splaining it all. So I do take the Vegas spreads into a point. It's a good starting point, but you can't take it all because the other thing that majorly impacts the spread is the lines of betting. So let's say they're giving the Bears 2 points in a game. Well, then everybody starts picking the Bears. Okay, we're at 8. I love it. Well, then Vegas is going to start moving those odds down.
I need to get closer.
Because now it starts to become more dangerous. Well, they've given so many points. Well, now the odds of the Bears winning or covering with the points that they're spotted has now gone, you know, it starts, they're, you know, it's just math for them. They're just doing probability, expected loss, expected value on any particular thing, and a betting agency only wants to be in the black on that. So they will always, the payouts will be, you know, the house always wins. Because bookies have, you know, or betting sites have the benefit of taking thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of bets, so the law of large numbers applies, and the expected value, if your algorithms are good enough, the expected value will win. You will. It's a simple law of the universe. Give it enough bets and enough time, your expected value will always be reached. So it's the same thing with like a lotto ticket. The expected value on a lotto ticket is a negative dollar amount. So as a whole, society loses in the lottery. They are giving that money to the lottery companies. And those are not, don't be fooled by the fact that it's the Florida lottery, the Minnesota lottery. These are not like benevolent institutions that are non-profit. They get the endorsement of the state and essentially have legalized gambling even in places, even when gambling wasn't legal, by donating a lot to the state, but it's all a shell game anyway. Because, for instance, in the Florida Lotto, the Florida Lottery gives a lot of money to the education department. But to balance that out, when the lottery started giving all of this money to the Florida Department of Education, as a state, they pulled nearly an equal amount of money away out of it and rebudgeted that money elsewhere. So on the whole, actual schools and children are not receiving more money. The Florida Lotto gets to look good because it's contributing to these public institutions, and the state can say, hey, we're allowing this to happen. You get a chance. Nobody complains about the lottery because everybody likes the idea of that tiniest little fraction of a chance of not having to go to work. Everybody loves that. The fact that, hey, I could go pay $1 and for a few days, I can imagine what would it be like if I didn't have to work. Who would say, nobody cares. Nobody says no to that. I don't do it because I just can't shake the math of it. The expected value is negative and I can't get it. Now, sure, on an individual, every individual has a chance to win the lotto. You want to play for your odds? Play for your odds. But you gotta, like, hit lucky early, never play with money that you could live without, and if you hit, you gotta bounce, baby. You gotta stop playing to maximize your overall profit. However, my wife likes to play from time to time, and if she wins the lottery, I will tell you what, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me on this channel. I don't even know how in the world this conversation went down this path. No idea, guys. And somehow we're still 2 meat short. I would feel like I won the lottery if I could get the freaking Clambot. Clambot, where are you? Oh, we did it. We just got that. Alright, now it's time to fish. So, remember I said we needed to do some fishing? I wasn't lying to you. We're going to do 5 points of fishing to get ourselves up to 180. And then we're going to go ahead and Hearthstone back to Stormwind. And whilst in Stormwind, we're going to train up. We're going to go back to Ironforge. And we are going... Oh, you know what we're also going to do? We're going to buy a Hillman's Cloak. And a bolt of woolen cloth, I guess, too. We're going to buy both. We need that, I see, for Bartolo's Yeti for a cloak. The fine thread we can get anywhere. And, yeah, so it's a good thing we're doing that also. We're going to buy that. So there's one more thing. Great, well, guess what? We know how to cook bristle whisker catfish now. Unfortunately, the recipe's useless to us, but... it's a recipe we have. Oh yeah, so I was talking about that's how it was, football. My fish got away. Oh my gosh. I wonder if it's because we're technically up in Alterac and that's a little bit tougher fishing land. Tell you what, if it gets away this time, I'm going to scooch down just a little bit. Imagine if that snapjaw just like ate your bait. Okay. Didn't do it. It does mean from time to time we're going to have a miss, which I don't like. Cool. Mithril head trout. That's an orange one. That's worth cooking. I like that. Look, doesn't it seem like he wants my bait? But that was... I think it's because he ate my bait. Yeah, so anyway, Homeboy hit 14 out of 16. That's freaking insane. And I will always go, that's what it was all about, the Vegas and everything like that. It's always going to hit the expected value. This is how my train of thought. Now it's all coming back to me. So, uh-oh, 2 in a row. I don't like that. So last week, my first week, usually I can go a little bit above 500. Let's say there's 16 games in a week, so if you can average, what you need to be is above 500. If you can finish above 500, you're going to be fine. Like, let's say if you can hit 9 out of the 16 games every week, that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. If you can hit 10, that's good. Now, all that means is that you need to hit 50-50, which most preseason games are a 50-50 betting prospect, more or less. There we go. We got 1.4 to go. And then you need to, you can use inside information to hedge your bets, and you'll be better. Now, more than half of the preseason games will come down to the wire on a 1-score game. So, those are just a coin toss. There's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do. You can't pick those games. Doesn't matter who the teams are. It doesn't matter what happens. Half those games are coming down to the wire, and then it's going to be a coin flip. So, 25% of the time, you're basically going to lose 25% of the games unless you get incredibly lucky. So the best you could hope for is to hit maybe about 12. Now, that's hitting your other 50-50, so you need average luck. And you need to act, if you're in a perfect world, you're acting on the best information possible. So that's what I try to do. So I can normally get pretty darn close. Not perfect, I'm not a professional. But I can normally get pretty darn close to that 12 mark by getting the available, most up-to-date information possible. Now, I've hit bad luck on my 50-50s the first week, and I only hit 7. The second week, I think I climbed up and I hit 10 or 11. I don't have my... What should I do? I'll tell you right now. I hit 10. So 10 is okay. It's respectable. That will keep you in it. But because of my poor start, and because now homeboy that hit the 14, he fell back down to earth. Ben, he fell back down to earth. And kind of, he's still near the top of the pack, but people gained on him. But then my wife hit 14 last week. I mean, hitting 14 is so astronomically improbable. It never happens. And now I've had 2 people do it, so I'm kind of in a tie for the middle, slightly just shy of middle. So I'm going to need a stellar week. I'm going to need to hit 14 this week and have them fall on their face. I'm going to need to hit a perfect 16. So it all starts tonight. There's a couple games. You know, you do your research. There's certain things that are usually when you see a huge spread coming from Vegas, like a 6-point, 7-point spread, there's normally some intel out there that's pretty darn solid. Because in a preseason game to get spotted an entire touchdown, that's usually Vegas is getting information. Like, one team is going to play their starters for half the game and the other team won't, kind of thing. Key injuries, key battles, specific things that the team has said. So that's, oh my gosh, this is slowing down our fishing here because we're missing almost half the time. But the fish that we're getting are good, so I'm liking staying here. We're gonna gain 5 levels of cooking so far. We haven't even gained one point. We've only gained 1 point of fishing. There you go. There's our second point. And unfortunately, it's in batches of 5, so the fact that we just gained a point, it does nothing for our percentages of actually catching fish. Oh my gosh, I am so hot. And I don't mean that in the self-flattering way here. I mean, temperature-wise, it is blazing. I don't want no stinking bristle-whiskered catfish. Alright, we're 175. When a rare walks by them for a good 3 minutes as they continue mindlessly farming sirens, think it's safe to assume a bot and send a report? Not necessarily. Maybe you already killed that rare a bunch of times and you don't care. So, no, I wouldn't say that. No. Also, just because you're mindlessly killing doesn't mean you're a bot. You could just be grinding. Not to say that bots aren't a problem. There's a metric butt ton of them. So, is it a bot? And what's a bot? I think bot is a misnomer. Bot implies that it is not a human doing it. It is most likely a human. They call them bots. I don't like that name. No, they're just farmers. I mean, in the sense that they're not playing the game for fun, and they are engaging only in the economic aspect of the game in order to do illegal activities, such as sell gold online. Gold that they will make on the auction house. Yeah, it's definitely a corrupt and broken system, but I mean, freaking everything is. People are out there exploiting it and doing things that make the world a worse place all the time. And what are you gonna do? I don't know how to stop that. I mean, I guess nobody's perfect. I'm certainly not. And you just hope you grow, you evolve, and you get the opportunity to continue to make good choices. That's all I hope for. That, you know, some of the things I say, some of the things I do in this game, I've run up on quest target when someone's right near it and snatched it from someone. I try not to do that, but I can't say I've never done it. So in that point in time, I was a turd making the world of Warcraft worse. And you just try to live and learn. I have I mean, there's also certain ways, like, I've gone into dungeons ill-prepared and sucking. And, some people might argue that's making the game worse. Like, there was a phase of Shadowlands where Assassination Spec was just terrible. Terrible. So with my item level, compared to my DPS production, I would regularly get, despite how familiar I was with the dungeons, I would regularly get like, dude, come on. But then they eventually, it all comes back around. It's in cycles. I have been trying to check out some cool Reddit. There's been some interesting... Oh my gosh. Fish getting away is killing me. It's grinding my soul down. There's been some interesting Reddits. I left my phone where I would kind of look them up as we go, and you can't multi-screen when you're fishing. That's one of the worst things. I mean, I could like put window and window kind of deal. Okay, 78, 2 points to go. But, oof, gosh. I can't minimize when you're fishing because you'll miss it. You just never know. The window is so random. Whatever it is, a 60-second window or a 45, well, I'll look again. See. But look right here, we're going down to the final 5 seconds. It's a 30-second window, but I think you have anywhere from the first... I think it's less than 5 seconds. All the way down until the final 5 seconds. So you have at least a 20-second window, if not more. I guess we can kind of keep a track of that if we ever break above 5. I don't think it does, or after 5. But in the very least, you have a whole 20-second out of 30-second window. So you basically only have 5 seconds to minimize, and then you could miss it. And there's no indicators on the screen that you missed it. So then you come back and you're going to be sitting. So you literally have 5 seconds from the time you click. If you want to be safe. You could try to keep... If you had the audio to your game piping through even when you minimize. I'm sure there are ways. I know there are mods, weak aura type things. Oh man! Also, sitting in my tummy here, this bechamel sauce that I just ate. My body does not process the dairy very well, so I'm just sitting here like a lump. I need to get moving physically. I'm starting to perspire. Sitting with a belly full of dairy, with not nearly the amount of steps that I need today. So I've been sedentary because of all the computer work. And I'm hot, and this is just unpleasant. Fishing while I miss my fish half the time. All I can do is just think about it. You know, I love this game, but the hot lights on my head while I fish for mithril head trout. I didn't get a chance to do a Patreon episode this week. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't want to not do it, but so limited. Okay, we're at 179. We're on our final point. So, based on what we've been doing, it's about every 5 fish. Past few, so we've got 5 fish to catch, and we can probably level up and be done. Let's go 5 fish. There's 1. Now we're at 11 mithril-head trout. That's good. So we're gonna be our fishing, our cooking is gonna be quite good. After all is said and done here. Okay, we need to go to bolt of woolen cloth. I don't think I have one in my inventory. Fish got away. So still need 4 more fish. Bolt of woolen cloth and a Hillman's cloak. Hopefully that Hillman's cloak. We have a decent amount of gold on this character, and we don't need gold when we hit level 40. Fish got away. Still need 4. Boo. So on the next episode when we do this, because we'll have done our traveling, we'll be doing the 3 other kill quests along the coast. Okay, 3 fish to go. Killing the mountain lions, and then the hints of the new plague chain. I do think we can finish that all in one episode run. Especially tomorrow is a Friday night. It's not a work night, so if it takes me a little bit longer, all good. This again. So far we are, I think, 2 for 5. So we're at 40% success rate. Come on, come on. All right, we got our 3rd fish. Probably 2 fish to go. If it maintains the same pattern we've been having, we need 2 more fish. Come on, fishy poos. Oh, we only needed 1 more. We got lucky. Huzzah. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Back to Stormwind we go. Caw-caw! We're flying. Alright, Glee Contessa. First thing we're going to do is hit the auction house up to buy the bolt of... Actually, let's look at the bank and see if I have any kind of bolts of woolen cloth or anything. I don't think I need to worry about ore. I mean, I do have this iron, which is pretty nice. Okay.
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind.
Hi.
We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, ma'am?
No, sir. I do not. Alright, that's fine.
Or the Alliance?
We did not have one. But a bolt of woolen cloth, I'm not worried about that. That's cheap. Frank Flamer. I think we saw him on the last episode. Look, this guy. There's a little everyday merchandise. We can buy the 2 things we need here.
Looking best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with?
Well, actually, let's look at some of this cooking, too. Yeah, we can buy 10. Okay, and make those real quick. And then we'll also make the Mithril-head trout while we're here. That we can just straight up sell. So much clam action. We're now above, we're at 41. We just gotta eat clams all day. I just want to eat clams all day. I don't even care. Look, our cooking's at 200. We're cool. We're awesome. And now for the Mithril-head trout. And then we'll sell all these things. No. Yes. Okay. 205, and it's still orange. I like that. So this was actually a good place. It was worth a little bit extra difficulty for the fishing because it is giving us quite nice cooking. About to be at 210. Look at that, and it's still orange. Love it. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Technically, we could mark up that iron, but oh, I forgot to buy the other things I need. Okay, we need to buy a fine thread.
Specific I can help you find today.
1 soothing spice, 1 fine thread.
Go with honor, friend.
We need each of those. But we need more, I say. We need to go to the auction house to purchase a Hillman's cloak and a bolt of woolen cloth. You can make probably a pretty penny making Hillman's cloak. A gold! Oh my gosh. Stupid. Bolts of woolen. 2, I have to buy 2. It's only 4 silver for 2 though, so we have the other materials we need. I'm gonna sell that other bolt because I don't even need it. That's annoying. All right, and now we're going to be going back to Ironforge after we get this stuff. Hillman's Cloak. Bolt of Cloth. Now let's go train before we go to Ironforge. We must train our paladin powers. I do not like that I spent a gold on that, but that is life. C'est la vie. We probably need to look at 35 level quests, I think, but I don't know if we're... If we've hit 35, I think we have with Gleek and Soul. I think we have. But actually, it's funny, now that I finished Swamp of Sorrows and I'm starting to make my way towards Badlands, although I have not done any quests in a couple days, my Horde is in the lead at this point. So it all just kind of ebbs and flows. There are just a bunch more Swamp of Sorrows quests for Horde than there are for Alliance. Badlands, I don't know which way it's going to skew. Seems pretty even so far, but I don't really know. Alright, Paladin in here. Pick up our Paladin powers for 36.
May the light protect you this day.
Alright, we don't have Consecrate yet. But Exorcism rank 3, that's cool, that's 245, so... And, you know, we actually played around some with that spell, and it was kind of fun. It's cooler than I thought.
May the light protect you this day.
And Redemption... That's bringing dead players back to life. 250 and 4. It gives you a pretty decent amount of mana. So that's really not anything special. Just a better res. So cool.
May the light protect you this day.
Cares what you get from a res, really. Fire resistance aura. So we gained our first aura, and now we have a fire resistance. That's actually probably useful later in the game. That was our only protection. And we upped our Retribution aura. I don't really use that, but that's now 12 damage upon every hit. When I get hit, so nothing. That level was whack. Now Consecrate would be cool, but that's actually, I don't even think that was from this level. So we upped Exorcism, which is a niche spell that doesn't really matter. We upped our Redemption, which is who cares. I guess it's kind of nice, but probably the mana it will cost me is not even worth the amount to res with, so it's pretty much doesn't matter. Now, gaining fire resistance as an aura is cool, but not one I will really need. And then Retribution aura, again, don't really use that since I'm doing Sanctity aura all the time, but I guess maybe if somebody else had Sanctity aura and my Retribution aura was better, and we had multi-paladins, so that's the only time, or if I was really stuck on a particular mob and I wanted to switch over, but I've done the math and I mean, maybe if you're fighting like a rogue or something like that, you know, that hits a lot and is going to proc that Retribution quite a bit. Yeah, what's it do? Creates... Yeah, any creature that strikes a party member takes that damage. Alright, so we're going back over to Ironforge now, so that we can turn in the King's Tribute. We also are ready to roll with Soothing Turtle Bisque and Bartolo's Yeti for a Cloak. So we'll probably... That's probably where we're going to kind of stash it. We'll probably go here and fly back together. Oh my gosh, my family is killing me. You've got to do it like every 5 minutes, and since we've been back here for an hour and a half about, I hear them draining it right now. I think that's the 3rd time. So they're doing it about once every half an hour. So that means 25 minutes out of every half hour, the house is getting hotter and hotter. I would not be surprised if it's in the 80s when I go back outside in this house. But that is what it is. I'm looking forward to checking these scores too to see how the 2 games I picked are going today. There are 2 games. Neither are my team. I'll be watching that Saturday. Man, my friend was telling me about a really cool fantasy league that he does. He said it's kind of expensive. It's like a $250 buy-in. It's think you said it's a 32-person league, which is insane. But it's like the top 16 teams are like the Premier League, and then the bottom 16. So, and then the top 3 from the bottom get promoted at the end of every season, and the bottom 3 get relegated back to the bottom. So you are, doing what you can do. And they do weekly payouts, and I mean, I just think it's a cool concept. Even 32 is insane, but if you do it that way, you're really talking 2 16-man leagues. A 16-man league is crazy. And then with 14, I think he said they have 14 picks, which is a little bit light. So it's doable for sure, because we have quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, that's 5, plus a flex, that's 6. And then tight end, 7, kicker defense, 9. So that's giving you 5 bench players, which is a little light on the bench. But I have played in a league before with 14. I've never played with less. Less than 5 on the bench, you are asking for trouble, because you are 1 bad bye week away from not being able to field a team. But I like that idea of being relegated and all that stuff. It's kind of cool. Alright, I guess while we're in here, we can smelt our iron too. And should I just go ahead and make my heavy grinding stones? Yeah, why not? I can only make 2 of them, but... and I guess we can just we can work on smelting with the iron. I mean, nothing special, we only have 10. We might as well get all this out of the way, so that next episode we can just hit the ground, just do all quests. Bust it all out in 2. And if you really wanted to, and really be aggressive and not do what we did and plan it up, you could finish this whole zone as Alliance in one go. I didn't feel the rush, especially after we took 5 with the Horde. I was like, this zone's already pooping all over us. Alright, so what can we do? That's 6. I went and got some heavy leather. Nah. That is 6 right there. That's 8. So I like the bracers idea. So we can just do 2. But then I still have to buy freaking green dye. I can't wait to get out of the green iron so I can stop buying the green dye. I'm telling you right now. Stupid. I don't even know where we're gonna get it from. You need to get it. There you go, this clothier. So dumb. But yeah, this isn't even gonna do anything for us.
Welcome.
Bobo. Alright, so this will get us 2 more points, which will put us at 168. I have a recipe in here for... No, that's 225. That's chili crab. Why do I have... Oh, that's the soothing spice. Okay, I was like, why do I have an extra? But no, we need that for the Bartolo's fur cloak. Come on, build those braces. Build that beautiful bracer footage. I can feel the heat of the forge. Whoops.
Hi.
I've done that before where I've... Even worse, one time I, on retail, when I was like fully kitted out with like best in slot, when I was pushing high level mythics with my,
The Wildhammer dwarves might have fast
Assassin?
steeds, but can those airy pink griffins stand the heat of the Great Fall?
I used
I think
to,
not.
you know, you have the different, even with the different Hearthstones that you have, because in retail you can have a Garrison Hearthstone, you can have a Dalaran Hearthstone, and then you use the portals within Dalaran, Plus, you can have your regular Hearthstone. I think the cooldown's 15 or 20 minutes with guild perks. Even with all that, I often, and then plus you can have a guild cloak, and with the guild perk, you can buy one of these cloaks that lets you teleport. You put on the cloak, and then you can use it. It has a 1 hour cooldown and takes you back to Stormwind. So I usually would use that first, just because you. Whew, excuse me. A lot of the times, I'll set my Hearthstone to whatever the expansion's capital will be, like, you know, the Draconic capital in, I can't remember what it's called right now. So whatever expansion I'm working in, I'd set my Hearthstone there, and then I would use that cloak to go back to Stormwind, so it's like you can have a Hearthstone to a second spot. But what I would put that on, and countless times I forgot to re-equip my cape after, but one time I not only forgot to re-equip my cape, but I sold my best in slot cape, and didn't realize it for like 2 days. And then, like 2 days later, I was looking and I'm like, man, my item levels dropped a lot. So I had to use the service from Blizzard where you can go online and that you can restore an item that you've sold that's no longer in the buyback menu. It's pretty cool that they do that, to be honest. And it worked. They gave me back my item. I believe they it took the gold out of my inventory. I think I don't even remember if they did that. This Araj here is Araj's Scarab. I was actually just reading. There is a Dungeons and Dragons module called Descent into Darkness or something. Caves of Madness. I don't know, but it's a module. It's at this point it's probably at least like 6, 7, 8 years old. But it takes place all within the Underdark, and it deals with Demogorgon, and you get madness levels from different things happening, and yada yada yada. But you go to this one place, the Tower of Araj, spelled the same way. It's a dark elf tower, and according to Dungeons and Dragons, Araj means something, vengeance or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I want to say vengeance. So, don't know. That's probably just a coincidence. I mean, Araj could be anything, but this right here is older than that module. So, they're either both drawing from a common source or not. You know what's another thing that's interesting? I've been reading H.G. Wells' a series of books. Not a series, but like... War of the Worlds and The Invisible Man, Two Men in the Moon, and I'm finishing off my little 4-book run of his by reading Time Machine. I don't know that I've ever read that book. If so, I probably read like the illustrated version when I was a kid. But I didn't realize that they have essentially the whole story is involving going to the future. First of all, I thought it was going to be actually time traveling, going around all these places. No, it's just one dude talking about how he went to the future. That's the whole book. And he goes like 100,000 years in the future, or even more, I can't remember. And in the future, humanity is divided between light and dark humans, essentially. These dark humans that live underground and are kind of like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and these light ones that are tiny and they're kind of like halflings, like kids. So this is, first of all, strong parallel to like Lord of the Rings. You have these childlike creatures of light and goodness that are innocent, that live above ground. And then you have these dark cave dweller, large eye albino creatures. Here's Bartolo's cloak.
Light be with you.
So, you have returned to the great Bartolo. Perhaps you have finished gathering the materials needed for your Yeti fur cloak. Maybe you just enjoy basking in the greatness of me, Bartolo. Oh
Now
no!
it's time for the great Bartolo to work.
We forgot to do the Ironforge
no
thing.
wizard staff, no mage's rod. For I, the great Bartolo, work magic with a mere needle and
You've got
thread.
to be kidding me! That sucks. Well, we gotta go back. Dagnabbit. Son of a biscuit eater. Can't believe I did it.
Hello.
Dang it. Any luck finding the ingredients? I'll tell you, this territory isn't the peaceful place it once was. If only this unrest never
Everyone will be
occurred.
so pleased. Chef Jessen's soothing turtle bisque is served once again.
I hate you, Chef Jensen. I hate everyone. I'm sweating. I feel it in my body. The hot lights is frying my brain. Darn it. Darn it. Oh. I am not a crook. I just have Alzheimer's, and I can't remember anything.
Where would you like to fly to?
Ironforge. Alright, so we'll fly back to Ironforge. We'll turn this in. And I won't make you watch me fly back here. We'll pretend that I did this in that order. As a matter of fact, let's do the spreadsheet right now. I can't freaking believe myself. I'm a ding-dong. Straight ding-dong. 101. Okay, let's get these checked off. And then we'll pretend that I did Soothing Turtle Bisque first, even though I turned that in second. There's no need to think about it. And Bartolo's Yeti fur cloak. Alright, so what do we have left when we come back to the next episode? We will have these. Bam, 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 bam. Seems like a lot, but these are basically, we will kill more Murlocs, and then we go talk to the dude. So super quick. Then he wants us to kill some Naga. Then same deal, then you want the Naga heads, and then the quest line's over. So 2 of these are just go talk to a guy 5 feet away. Hints of the New Plague, we go there, and then this is just that one shot, we kill the lions. So altogether here, we've got to kill about 30-ish mobs for this little cluster. Not that bad. Then we got to go kill the 18 or so lions right here. For the Hints of the New Plague, we go travel over to Arathi. She's going to have us kill the pack of mobs, which that's actually kind of tough. Then we have to do we go talk to someone like literally 1 foot away. Then we do an escort, and then we go back and tell them it's all done. So essentially we have, this is all killing a mob pack and not a hard escort, a pretty easy escort. And then we have to kill in total about 50 other mobs. So that's what we have in the next episode. We can definitely get that. Not a lot of travel. What slows us down in Classic is all the travel time. And me being seriously brain, I don't know, guys. Can I do you guys have a certain medicine, maybe like a doctor? There's something wrong with this brain. I really hope, my number one fear in life is watching someone fall off a cliff, but not counting that, my own personal fear would be the idea of having like a cognitive disability as I get older, like going senile, getting Alzheimer's, losing my sense of self. If I'm in a wheelchair when I'm older, gonna be sad, is what it is. If I go blind, that's gonna be even sadder. I'm gonna get robot eyes. Same thing for deafness. I'll miss music. I'll make it work. If I get mush mouth and I need dentures, robo teeth, it's gonna happen. But I'm telling you, if I were to be so impaired that I couldn't like read books or play games like this, if I was so debilitated mentally and physically that I couldn't do what we're doing right now, make this show. Not to say that I'm going to be doing this show until I'm 70, but you never know. But if I wouldn't even have the option to do it, that would be sad. That's not, and I'm not talking about because I live in a world where the internet's illegal and I can't post videos anymore. No. That's a whole different. That's whatever. I mean to where I wouldn't be capable no matter what because of my physical and mental conditions. That's I don't know. And you know, I like to tell myself, well, I keep myself mentally active. It's basic. I hit the mental gym constantly. Doesn't matter. It could happen to anybody. Glee Contessa. Tell me you have enough Alterac planets for me to begin my masterpiece in honor of Sully Baloo.
Perfect! Better than I could have imagined. And I have quite an imagination, you know.
I'll get to it right away.
Stone comes from Lord Darren. Such a shame the land is in such shambles. But the memorial came out quite well. I should think the king will be most pleased with it. Now, if you will, please send word to His Majesty that the memorial is complete as requested.
See, he says all that, but you're not supposed to be able to talk to him until he finishes going down here. There you have it. The king should be quite pleased, if I do say so myself. Here's my favorite part of this quest. Watch him. The king's guard should be along shortly to pick up the memorial. In the meantime, come join me upstairs, and let's finish our little chat, Glee Contessa. He's hammering in front of him. He does a little jump, and now he will just bang the air. He does this every time. This is not a glitch happening right now. I have no freaking idea. It's just one of those weird little classic glitches. He does it every time.
Such fine stone comes from
Okay, so now we can go tell the king.
But the memorial came out quite well. I should think the king will be most pleased with it. Now, if you will, please send word to His Majesty that the memorial is complete as requested.
I will. Alright, so that's all we're doing. Well, we're going to turn this into the king, and then we'll get on the flight path, and that's it. We'll be done. So, sorry for the extra couple minutes there, guys, and you got to hear me lament about the possibility that I may one day get to... I don't know, you know, I guess what's going for my favor... So, you look at your parents and grandparents. Well, my parents aren't really old enough to be smitten by it yet. They have not. But... my grandparents... Well... all of my grandparents are dead. Most recent passed a couple years ago. They were all completely possessed of their mental faculties until they went, which is solid.
The granite seems but a small token compared to a great dwarf's life. But no dwarf shall last on this planet for eternity.
Crash ring.
Let us just hope that the memorial stands as a reminder to those who will trod the great Azeroth of the future. Lest we not forget it is for them that brave soldiers such as Sully Baloo so valiantly gave their lives.
Cool quest. I like it. I like that we made the guy memorial. We're awesome. However, the ring, the Ironforge memorial ring, not for us. 5 stam, 4 spirit, even if we were just going wholesale stat for stat and we ignored the fact that we don't care that much about spirit, still not good. Alright everybody, we did it. We have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. We'll be finishing this one tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. See you next time on Lore of Warcraft.